Hi, have you ever thought about diabetics as being heroes? I have. Hi, I'm Donna, the Dynamic Diabetic, and today I want to share some things with you that might make you look at diabetics in a different way. I hope so. If we were in person, I would ask people to raise their hand if they were diabetics, and I no doubt would be disappointed at how few raise their hands. Not because I want there to be more diabetics, but because I know how many diabetics don't raise their hand because they're afraid. They're afraid of your reaction to them, afraid of what you might think of them. So, this is part of what I want to change today. This is not my story. This is the story of an everyday diabetic. Diabetics who I think are genuine heroes. A diabetic story goes something like this. The doctor, you go into the doctor's office and you have a blood test, and the doctor comes in and says, "Oh, you have diabetes. Here, take this metformin and watch your diet. You need to eat healthier, get some exercise. We can get this taken care of." Now that the diabetic is flooded with emotion. They got to figure this thing out now. They're like shocked. How did this happen? Why did this happen? What did I do? And they're afraid of what it means. Do they have to give up good food that they like to eat? Is their life going to change? Will they develop complications? Will they die? Cold, hard fear. Then they feel ashamed because society tells them that if they have diabetes, they must be lazy and eat too much. They must be gluttonous. They're afraid people will judge them that way, which is so often so unfair. And they feel panic. What do I do? What do I eat? Where do I get help? What's next? They are so confused. They're confused by what they know and even more confused by what they don't know. They fear what their family, their friends, their significant other, all of their people they care about, how they're going to react. Are they going to be supportive, or are they going to be disgusted with me, or will they turn away? They're just overwhelmed. Society is told that diabetes is a lifestyle choice disease, that diabetics have made bad choices and that they caused this to happen to themselves. But there are way many diabetics who cannot be accused of that. There are two types of diabetes, type 2 and type 1. Type 1 diabetes can come on late in life to an adult, or it affects children. Children didn't make bad choices. Those adults didn't make bad choices. Their body is failing them. There's nothing they could do to control that. And for a type 2, yeah, they may have made some bad lifestyle choices and it may have affected their diabetes, but not necessarily caused their diabetes. No one can say there's one cause or one thing that you could fix. Yet all we hear is make some lifestyle changes and you'll feel better. In my research, I asked diabetics to tell me what was the one thing they wish people knew about their disease. Number one answer was, "It's not my fault." So I'm here to tell you that I am positive that every one of you watching this video at some time has made a bad lifestyle choice. I'm positive of that. And so if we're going to put a stigma on diabetics for making bad choices, let's just put that stigma on all of society because we're all guilty. But back to our diabetic story, they're diagnosed and so begins a journey for the rest of their lives. Not for a day, not for a week, or even a month or a year. It's the rest of their life. They don't get a day off. They don't get to choose. They have to deal with their disease every day, every meal, every snack, every choice they make along the way. Unfortunately, every diabetic is different, so they're all is different, so they're also alone, even if they have support. Because we're all different, we all have to find our own way to deal with this and our own plan to make it work. And unfortunately, you can do the same thing today that you did successfully yesterday with totally different results. The frustration is enormous. And then we have depression. Depression can go hand in hand with diabetes and often does. The pressures, the inconsistencies, the unknown will prey on a diabetic's mind and spirit. The weight of this disease is very heavy. They're real problems, they're hard to deal with, and they can't be eliminated because this is for life. There are also areas where scientists disagree. Evidence is confusing. Traditional medicine versus new ideas and new science. How's a diabetic supposed to know what to do, what to believe, what to implement, what not to implement? And then every single day, someone offers them the miracle cure. Buy this, take that, you'll be cured. Oh, wait, you can't cure diabetes. You can just control it, right? Or can you? Add all this contradiction to the everyday struggle that a diabetic goes through. The doctors are still giving diabetics the same diet they've been giving them for 40, 50 years, I think. And, you know, it didn't work well back then, and it sure doesn't work well now. Our food has changed dramatically over those years. You know, the diet says eat an apple. That apple was this big when the diet was created. It's now this big, and it's way sweeter. It's not the same. We've manipulated our food until we need to reevaluate it again because it's different. It's not the same. But we haven't done it yet. And so a diabetic is still given the same plan. Fortunately, I'm happy to say that some dietitians and nutritionists have realized that and are trying very hard to correct some things. Doctors jump to prescribe medicine, right? Medicine to control this disease. Almost every diabetic is given metformin right away. Scientists don't even really understand or totally understand how this drug works and what the long-term effect is on our cells, and yet they pass it out like candy. Then if your blood sugar levels stay high, they give you some more. And then they give you some more. It simply isn't working. Diabetics can suffer higher and higher blood glucose levels. There's much persuasive science today that says the medicine that we take is actually making us sicker, not better. Nobody seems to know for sure, though. We treat the symptoms of diabetes and not really the bottom line, what is going on with our insulin. Hopefully science is going to figure that out soon. Be aware that diabetics have to stick and prick daily. They check blood glucose levels and inject insulin and other drugs, many multiple times a day. Can you imagine? How sore do you think your fingers would be? How awful do you think it is to have to do that to yourself? Pins and needles continuously? Does that sound like fun? I know there's some diabetics with their heads in the sand and treats on their plate, okay? But even that, ignorance isn't all their fault. Where is the education, the open dialogue, the answer, the real answer to their questions? Nowhere. So they give up and they let what happens happen. I feel for them. Our society, our medical community, and our organizations have let us all down. Despite the horrific odds, though, most diabetics try to do the right things and make good choices, even though they don't always seem to work. Losing weight for those that are heavy seems to have a good payout. It's a good step. Getting some exercise is always a positive step to make. Those lifestyle changes are good, and a diabetic can get their glucose level to a good number. Diabetes can be controlled with diligent effort and constant monitoring. Yet just when you think you've got it all figured out, boom, something explodes and you got to start over. How do we cope with these problems? Does anyone out there think this would be easy? I don't think so. Diabetics are brave. They are my heroes. They fight the hard fight continuously. They struggle with immense burdens. They overcome obstacles on a daily basis. They truly lead heroic lives. They keep going with no idea of where this is going to go for them. They are amazing and deserve every bit of respect, support, and help I can muster to give them. Make a commitment to yourself that the next time you're dealing with a diabetic, that you will let them know that you understand their plight, you understand what they're going through, and that it's an unending roller coaster ride with dips and curves daily. Try to consider what a diabetic may need as you deal with them, how you might support them. Ask them, what can I do? Don't lead them into temptation. Be there to support them. I promise you they will truly appreciate it. And to my heroes out there, to my diabetics, please be aware that people don't know what they don't know. Forgive their ill-informed judgments. Remember all I've said today and do not hang your head. It is not your fault and you are not a victim. You are a victor because you are still here and you are still doing your best in spite of dealing with more than most people can handle. You are a diabetic striving to thrive with this disease, and you can do it. After all, you're a hero. This is Donna Denson, the Dynamic Diabetic, thanking you for tuning into this video today. I hope that you found some new ideas, some new thoughts in this. I hope you will look at diabetics differently and consider them heroes because they truly are. May God bless and keep you until we connect again. Bye-bye.